Brand new.
Have you ever heard of the Roblox Classic era? Roblox has been around for a while and has been through many changes throughout the years. The classic era of 2006 to 2012, when Roblox was just taking its first step as a gaming platform with games being akin to knockoff Legos and experimental sandboxes. Afterwards, the post-classic era in 2013 to 2015, when Roblox started to get innovative. New body types, cosmetic items, and games started to use textures and other assets. And finally, the modern era where Roblox currently stands today. As a kid, I joined Roblox around 2014 during Post Classic, and in my opinion, that was when Roblox was at its best. It was when creators started to push the limits of Roblox's cheap engine to create pretty unique games. Ticks were first introduced, and it was undoubtedly the best thing they added. The guest population was starting to thrive, and it was released as an app, allowing more people to access the game. The only bad thing at the time was how ugly the 3.0 bodies were and how they didn't fit the general theme of Roblox. Oh, how times have changed. Roblox games back then were especially great as they were all made with the core idea of fun. No tedious grinding, no pricey cosmetics, just games made to have a good time, not a long time. As time went on and the Roblox engine improved, games started to shift. Some in pretty innovative ways, and others not so much.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
You what?
Nowadays, trying to find a unique and new game on Roblox was like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Today, I want to share something I found in that haystack. A game that showed me that perhaps the old Roblox spirit was still alive. This is Robot 64, a platformer game that is heavily and obviously inspired by games like Super Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. It doesn't look like much compared to some, but what Roblox 64 lacks in graphics more than makes up for in creativity and character. So let me start from the beginning. Robot 64 was created by Z Kevin and his friends who form a small group called Bribble. You play as Bebo, a snarky blue robot created by Dr. Smar, a brilliant scientist, engineer. We never really get to see his face, only his voice through intercoms conveniently placed throughout the game to help guide Bebo. As for Bebo, he was made with the sole purpose of, well, destroying the sun. Dr. Smart believes that the sun will one day engulf their planet. So, in order to defeat the sun, you'll have to put it out by collecting ice cream scattered across 9 different worlds. Gameplay-wise, Bebo controls very well. The controls and the movement are so good it almost doesn't feel like Roblox. Bebo can jump, crawl, somersault, and dive just like Mario, while having a few unique quirks of his own that make it so fun to control. Bebo can do a spinning attack that also allows him to slow his fall. Bebo can also walk on any surface, allowing you to get some extra distance or into another jump. This is really great as it is easy to master and it lets you parkour freely without worrying about failure or precise jumps. Additionally, Bebo has 2 power-ups that further expand his playstyle. You can fly with the help of his pizza jetpack with a simple left click. Bebo's second power-up is his skateboard, which allows for faster travel, the ability to ride on top of lava, and it basically turns the game into Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Once you get the hang of the controls, you'll be able to venture out into the world of Popatopia. You'll notice that you're not alone, as there are other Bebos running around as the game is fully multiplayer. Sadly, you can't really interact with other players apart from chat, but it's still a nice feature to have. As for the world of Bebo, it's pretty distinct. All worlds have their own themes, NPCs, and even gimmicks. A personal gimmick of mine is how in the world Tiny Huge Bedroom, there's a computer with a working keyboard and a piano with working keys. And there's plenty of bonus stages and secret areas scattered throughout, like the secret cave level on the pond at Turtle Tops, or the slide level found in this chimney in the observatory. After collecting enough ice cream, that's when you unlock access to the moon of Popatopia, home of the challenge mode and the final boss fight against the sun. Challenge mode contains 1 long and difficult level from each world for players who want more of a challenge. As for the final boss fight, it turns the game into a top-down arcade shooter, which is pretty fun, although it can be very annoying as it is very slow and you only get 3 lives with no checkpoints. One last thing I want to talk about is the soundtrack. Being a Roblox game and all, I thought that this game would just slap some generic royalty-free music and call it a day. But no, Robot64 actually has its own original soundtrack, all composed by Z Kevin himself. There's about 20 different songs using a variety of instruments and sounds to perfectly match the atmosphere of each level. Even better are the variants. Take this song for example. If you use the jetpack, the music changes to sound floaty and windy. If you use the skateboard power-up, it starts to give off a cool skater vibe. And if you jump into the water, the music starts to slow down and feel very smooth and relaxing. There are even a few songs with vocals, mainly a robotic voice, probably from some text-to-speech app, but it fits surprisingly well. Though as a result, it's kind of hard to understand at first. Like when I thought this song was trying to say destroy Germa, and I don't even watch Germa. Robot64 is a good example of how Roblox games should be made. Just by looking at the game itself, you can tell how much creativity and effort was put into each world, mechanic, and every little detail. Back then on Roblox, there wasn't really a need to make money, and creativity was king. There was freedom to do literally anything and try every stupid kind of idea, pushing the boundaries on what was possible in Roblox's archaic engine. That reason is what made me appreciate games like Robot64. Before Bebo, this small group of friends were making games purely because they had a cool idea and wanted to share it with others. In the end, their perseverance paid off with Robot64 as it became their most recognized game, which shows how important staying creative is. That's what made Roblox games fun, and that's what made Robot64 magical.